Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we can finally return with another one of our F1 22 Grand Prix challenges. Yes, a 3-week break. It's felt a long time since Monza, but we are finally back at Marina Bay and the Singapore Grand Prix. And of course, really, we can only do this one as one driver, the most winningest driver of the Singapore GP. We're going to be heading out as 5-time race winner Sebastian Vettel. Of course, so many iconic moments by Seb around this circuit. You know, from his last ever win, it looks like, in Formula 1 back in 2019. Of course, the dominance of the Red Bull era as well. And of course, that race victory in 2015 as well. So, yeah, maybe, just maybe, we can bring a little bit of Seb magic back for one final time there. But of course, Max Verstappen could theoretically wrap up the World Championship tomorrow night in Singapore. Carlos Sainz will line up alongside him on the front row of the grid. We've got George Russell and Charles Leclerc on the second row there. Hamilton and Sergio Perez rounding out the top 6. Fernando Alonso in 7th, not too far away. They're 2,000ths quicker than Lando Norris. Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon rounding out the top 10 ahead of Zhou Guanyu, of course, recently re-signed with Alfa Romeo. Pierre Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher on row 8, Albon and Stroll, and then it is going to be Latifi and ourselves, Sebastian Vettel, lining up at the rear of the field. But of course, yeah, let me know down in the comments below where you think we'll finish this one today. I just want to quickly say as well a massive thank you for all the insane and continued support on the channel. At the moment, we're just about to tick over 40,000 subscribers. 84,000 subscribers, even, I should say. So yeah, if you're not already, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed as well for daily Formula 1 content. But let's get into the Singapore Grand Prix. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. Right, here we are then, trackside at Sebastian Vettel, probably his best circuit, I'd say, currently still in Formula 1. We're back in Marina Bay. Of course, we've actually done quite a few videos around here recently. We've had a lot of overlaps in some different series. But today, yes, we're back here in Singapore. Sebastian Vettel, of course, a 5-time Grand Prix winner here. Every driver that's won the Singapore Grand Prix has either been or went on to become a Formula 1 World Champion as well. A little bit of a fun stat for you. But we're going to try and do the alternate strategy. We want to be quick later on in the Grand Prix here. Might be able to try and extend the stint a little bit as well there. But yeah, 15 laps ahead of us, starting from the back of the field. Of course, racing once more in cockpit cam. Really am enjoying doing these cockpit cam videos as well. But let me know down in the comments below where you think we'll be able to finish this one here tonight. Right, well, we've got Nicholas Latifi alongside us then, and hopefully we're going to be able to line up the car nice and tidy on the grid. Need a good start here, of course. Starting on the mediums probably means we might drop back slightly, but of course we'll see so much Constantina enough early on here at Singapore. Let's just try and line up the car on the grid. Here we are, though, on the grid, ready for the Singapore Grand Prix, waiting on those 5 red lights. Incredibly long hold, but it is lights out, and away we go. Let's try and avoid the wheel spin as we head down towards turn 1. 4 wide immediately between the cars in front of us. Isn't going to leave me with much room to try and manoeuvre down through the first corner. We're just trying to keep the front wing clean and tidy as around the outside of a couple of cars we'll try and look. Can we make the move work there? Yes, we have. Around the outside of Alex Albon straight off the start of this Grand Prix as I try to avoid making contact with our teammate Lance Stroll there out onto the Raffles Boulevard for the first time this evening. Yuki Tsunoda seemed a bit slow off the corner there as Latifi trying to make something happen. They're again almost 3 wide though as we head down in through sector 2. Just got to try and keep it clean and tidy here as we might try and go for a bit of a cheeky sender up the inside of Lance. Accidentally popped it in neutral though, isn't going to do me any favours. And we'll, well, I mean, we're trying to be aggressive early on, but also trying not to ruin any chances later on in the Grand Prix there, as Lance Stroll, Nicholas Latifi, the two Canadians, still side by side as we head down in towards Sector 2 there. Will Stroll finally be able to complete the move? We've now got Albon thought about having a look there as Nicholas Latifi hangs on, and Latifi up 2 spots then on the opening lap here as we try and look around the outside of Lance down over the Anderson Bridge there. He's just going to cover me off on the exit of the corner there, but we'll go to the outside as we head down in towards the next big braking zone. Will our teammate give us any room down around the outside there? Yes, he will, and we will slip by then up into P18 of the Grand Prix. I mean, Singapore is just insanely claustrophobic, even at the best of times. But in cockpit cam, it's a whole nother experience there as Lance Stroll, well, he tried to have a look up the inside there, but a bit like Carlos Sainz did in the Haas Road to Glory, you can't try and make moves up the inside there. It's just impossible, unless you've already got most of the car alongside. It's not a big enough braking zone, and I don't know if Stroll picked up some front wing damage from that one. I think we both got away with it, only just there. As the end of lap 1, we're up 2 spots, but we've got to remember, we are going to be fast later on in the afternoon. Early on is just trying to pick off the slow cars, which, to be honest, this Aston Martin is really one of those. Starting lap 3 though, DRS now enabled, and we are certainly applying the pressure to Nicholas Latifi here, who's going to try and go defensive. We'll try and break him down the outside, but not quite able to make anything happen there. But yeah, Latifi definitely starting to feel the pressure, of course. Stroll has, I'm pretty certain, picked up damage. He's dropping off quite badly early on, but of course doesn't really want to have the box. I mean, 2 stops around here in a 25% race basically just means your evening is completely over, but around the outside of Latifi there, no, not quite. Might be able to get a run down the back straight. We'll see if we can stay close over the Anderson Bridge there. Also trying to look around the outside. Not quite that time round, of course. Lap 1, where the AI are all concertinaed. It's a whole lot easier. We'll stay close to him, though, and try and make another move happen down the Raffles Boulevard. It's always difficult to try and work out where the front wing is still in cockpit cam, but, you know, the more I'm doing it, I'm certainly enjoying it a lot, but hopefully we'll get more and more used to it. He's really struggled out the final couple of corners here to the outside as we head back down towards turn 1. Are we going to try and find the room around the outside there? We just try and keep it between the white lines. We'll try and do the old up and under on the exit, as I think Alex Albon wanted to try and send it on us, but Latifi is definitely slowing us down at the moment, so we need to try and make something happen this time round as we head up the Raffles Boulevard. That big snap of oversteer as we try to get on the throttle as early as we possibly could. Oh, again though, Latifi really trying to be aggressive with his defensive manoeuvres. And we'll just try and slow it down there, right on the outside, get over the curbing. But we will now move up into P17 of the Grand Prix. 3 seconds though, the gap up to Kevin Magnussen. We need to try and get close to him before the pit window. Well, coming to the end of lap 5 then, gap to Kevin Magnussen is coming down. So we're just a little bit wide at the final corner. That goes to show how hard we're still pushing. So yeah, we want to try and box on about lap 7, lap 8 here, of course. I think we're probably going to see a lot of the AI, and we might see some of him from the back of this lap. Yeah, Latifi, Albon and Stroll all really still struggling in this Grand Prix, but yeah, I mean, if we can get inside the DRS of K-Mag, that'd be quite good, because he's not getting it off Yuki. I still want to believe points are possible today, but it is going to be quite tough. Oh, Kevin Magnussen, big wobble as we head through the final couple of corners. As there goes Yuki Tsunoda into the pit lane, as well as a handful of other cars here. We will get the DRS on K-Mag. So we're now up into 11th place then of this Grand Prix. We should be able to get a run on Kevin Magnussen down at the Raffles Boulevard once more there. As there we go, Lance Stroll into the pits as well, which is ideal for us. So, I mean, we could theoretically box at the end of this lap if we wanted to. I think we'll go 1 longer, just to make sure that we've got the tyres to get through to the end. But can we now get a run on Kevin Magnussen in this Grand Prix? It has taken me a little while, but I am certainly getting into the groove, as again, the AI really do like to move over quite late there to try and defend that position through the kink. But we'll do exactly what we did to Nicholas Latifi. And we will now move up into P10 of the Grand Prix. Making good progress, still feel like we're nicely gelling with the Singapore streets tonight. It is one of those weird things in cockpit cam. I feel like your consistency is improved. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you just drive a little bit more conservatively because, of course, the walls, they almost feel closer. It's a very weird thing to describe. So there we go. Load more cars into the pits at the end of the next lap, but still both Mercs and both Ferraris out there, so they've surely got to be on mediums. Yes, they are. So So they're going to come out pretty close to Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix. But yeah, we're going to box the end of this one then, as Mark has just confirmed. Just keep our head down still. Sebastian Vettel, P5 here in Singapore. That seems a bit more like it. Still, neither of the Mercs or the Ferraris into the pits at the end of lap 8, so they are really trying to extend that set of medium tyres there. I mean, they are still working quite nice. We would have been on for a new personal best at the end of this lap, but I want to bolt on that set of soft compound tyres there is really, really aggressive into the pit lane, just so I get it slowed down before we get to the marks. But hopefully we should be out around Kevin Magnussen still. Landstraw seems to have moved past both of the Williams, so I'm not too sure what's going on back there as Perez, new fastest lap of the day. 2.3. That's what we want to see. We might have actually undercut a few cars here, or overcut even I should say, as we head back down in towards turn 1 there. We should be out comfortably ahead of Kevin Magnussen as we head out of the pit lane. A horrible pit exit here, I can never get it right. But yeah, look at that, we have got stayed ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Up now into P16 of the Grand Prix, and obviously we're going to be on softer, fresher rubber to the checkered flag. Let's see how many cars we can try and pick off in the remaining 7 laps. It's nice to feel like we've finally got a bit of an advantage in this Grand Prix as out of the final corner to start lap 10. Don't quite know if Yuki Tsunoda has got the DRS on the cars in front of him, but Zhou Guanyu and myself definitely starting to apply a bit more pressure to the young Japanese driver there as we head out the first couple of turns. Can we try and at least make a move on one of them here as we head up into the Raffles Boulevard? Plenty of curve that time around as we try and get on the throttle. And look at this, we have got a very good run on Zhou Guanyu, but he does not want to yield. And we'll try and have a look to the inside, in towards the next corner there. There's a little bit stop and go.
About 10 to 15 minutes from now.
That's not going to worry me. Race should be done within the next 10 minutes, but yeah, a little bit of a bump and run NASCAR style move there on Zhou Guanyu in the end, but it's so frustrating the way the AI kind of just changed their line around that corner. As now, will we be able to stay close enough to Yuki Tsunoda to maybe get a run down the next DRS zone? I know he isn't close enough to Daniel Ricciardo, so he might be able to make something happen there. Did Zhou Guanyu trying to look back up the inside of me? I think he might have thought about it. Is now trying to close in on Yuki. Not quite this time. Guess we can get a run off the corner perhaps and maybe send it down in towards the next turn. Up the inside we'll go. Thank you very much. Completely clean overtake. Oh, I love a little cockpit cam send like that. It's Daniel Ricciardo now trying to apply pressure to young Mick Schumacher. Are we going to be able to get closer to the pair of them here? We're certainly going to get closer, but nowhere near close enough. So you can just see how confident we are on the brakes there. Purple through Sector 1. We've still got a lot of good top-end speed. This Aston Martin car in the game, not too worried about that, to be honest. He's way behind me. Yeah, the Aston Martin's still very, very good down the straights on F122. It's got nothing, though, through the corners, and I think we'd know what we'd rather have here at Singapore. As this track is basically entirely corners, but yeah, still sat behind the Australian. His former teammate in Formula 1, Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel. It was only a year, but it was certainly quite a defining year for both of their careers, as we should be close enough to Danny Rick. Up the inside we'll go. Up now into P13. Unlucky for some, hopefully not for us. Can we now get past our fellow German, young Mick Schumacher? Surely this one's going to be a much simpler move than the previous couple. We've been sending it at different parts of the circuit. Surely now, Mick Schumacher, no DRS to try and defend himself. So we should just be able to get onto the throttle nice and easily. And Mick Schumacher there will try and go defensive, but this time we'll get back to the inside. So we head down in towards Sector 2. Again, a very, very aggressive move, but we've got to make it clear to these younger drivers that Sebastian Vettel, he's a wily old fox, and he's going to try and take your place. 4 seconds away now from points. This is not over. One more lap to go then here from Marina Bay, and these tyres are absolutely giving up at the moment there. You can see Pierre Gasly though in front of me gets a big wobble as we head down in towards the final corner. And to start the last lap of the Singapore Grand Prix there, we will get a run on him though. As we head back down towards turn 1, they're down to the outside of Pierre Gasly there, and we'll just, big chunk of curb there. He's going to try and keep it on the inside through turn 2, but we will complete the move, and we will now inherit P11 of the Grand Prix, but this has got to be the most depressing position to finish a Formula 1 Grand Prix. So close to points, but still so far away there. As will Gasly be able to get a run down the Raffles Boulevard? I don't think he will this time, but I'm just not convinced we're quite going to have enough to get to Esteban Ocon by the end of this race. We've pushed so hard late on. This Aston Martin is an absolute dog around this circuit there, as you can just see how much we're struggling with understeer through this middle sector there. Just no tyre wear left. It's pretty much down to the tread at the moment, but as you can just see, as we head through sector 2 there, up over the Anderson Bridge for the final time in Sebastian Vettel's storied career here around the Singapore Grand Prix. He's always gone well around this circuit, and from the back of the grid, P11 doesn't sound too bad on paper, but I'm sure this one will hurt come the checkered flag. It looks like Max Verstappen is going to win the Singapore Grand Prix and all but guarantee himself a world championship as we head to Suzuka next weekend. Here goes Pierre Gasly, though, trying to look back past me in through the final couple of corners. It's been a difficult afternoon here at Marina Bay, but we have brought the car home through the final couple of corners we go of the Singapore Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel, 5-time winner around this venue. So many iconic moments as we slide our way through the final couple of turns. It's only going to be last to P11. That is heartbreaking.
And that's the end of the race. See you in Parc Fermé.
They've endured the harsh conditions here in Singapore then to pull off a spectacular win. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we go. Then we still got driver of the day in the end here in Singapore. But 20th to 11th is a little bit gutting. I would have loved to have tried to pick up some points for Seb's last race here in Marina Bay. But Max Verstappen takes home the dub. Honestly, I thought it was Leclerc in P2. So if this was the real results from the weekend, I think Max Verstappen would need 2 points in the final 5 races of the year to guarantee himself the crown. But that's going to do us though for this one, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will return very soon with more Formula 1 based content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.